Please welcome to the stage, Chris Leone.
I think this is the middle. All right, welcome back. Excited to be here. So if you're here for the supply chain roadmap and strategy session, you are in the right place. We got an exciting session for you today. We're going to cover, of course, we're going to talk about AI and AI agents. So we'll spend a little bit of time on that, and we've been really busy. We're going to talk about smart operations. We're going to talk about planning to execution. You can get the full details. We're going to go a little bit into some of the industry functionality that we've been building. Again, we've been super busy, so it's going to be exciting. Last year, I was so excited to come and present to you because we had built so much, we had delivered so much innovation. I literally spent, I think, the entire session, wasn't all demonstrations, but I spent a large portion of the keynote doing back-to-back demonstrations showing innovation, and all the things that we've done. This year, I'm bringing a few colleagues along with me, and we're going to show you some stuff, but we've been just as busy. We doubled down, delivering a ton of innovation. We'll call this a trailer, so why don't we start with a little video of all the things that we've been working on over the last 12 months. Play the video. Wow, that's not it. That's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. The team has been exceptionally busy, super proud of what we've been working on. Let's start with a few statistics here. Over the last 12 months, we've delivered over 1,500 features across the entire supply chain manufacturing suite, so extremely busy. A big portion of those have been moving to Redwood. So we've delivered over 740, actually to be exact, 743 Redwood pages. And as you know, as part of virtually every single Redwood page, we've embedded AI as part of them. We're going to show you a lot of that as we go through this. But you also have new features like guided journeys as part of the pages that get developed. They all support business rules for a page-level personalization, so a ton of built-in capabilities. And what's incredible is it seems like we just started moving to Redwood last year. We did have a lot to show you last year. But by 26B, literally the first customers will get 26B in April of next year. We will be 100% done in moving to Redwood across the entire supply chain manufacturing suite. So that alone is a huge achievement. Could not be more proud of what the team has delivered. So you have that to look forward to. We'll give you some time to move there, but from a development perspective, everything's moved to Redwood. Everything will be AI first. Other thing that is important is the ability for our applications to scale. And we're lucky to be able to work with some of the largest and most brand recognized name customers running our supply chain manufacturing suite. A few of them, like Milwaukee Tool, who will be presenting in the keynote with Steve Miranda tomorrow, Grupo Bimbo, Sherwin-Williams, a number of major large manufacturers. I'll hit some later that are presenting here at the conference. But what's important, that these numbers represent is our ability to scale our supply chain manufacturing systems to global enterprises, and just represented by some of the customers that have been able to do that. And we'll talk more about them later, but super impressive numbers here. We're also committed to customer success. This is not just a tagline that we say. We really are, and it starts with our commitment to partnering with our customers. So we have Center of Excellence groups in my development organization that work with many of you. We have customer success managers that are part of the implementation and are committed to you from a long-term perspective. But these are a few of the statistics that I wanted to just make sure that you're aware of. First, 80, might not seem like it, but 80% of every feature that we put into our supply chain applications are sourced from customers. They either come from ideas, from Customer Cloud Connect. A lot of them come from CABs. We had a CAB to kick off this conference. Some of them might come from strategic partnerships. When we roll out new industry solutions, we'll partner with a few customers in a certain industry to flush out some of the requirements. But 80% of all features are sourced from customers. We had over 500 go-lives last year. 500 go-lives in a single 12-month period, huge success. We work with our partners to keep them certified on the latest and greatest capabilities. And if you've been with us for a few years, you know the pace that we've been delivering features and innovations and user experiences and AI. So keeping the partner community trained and knowing what we've delivered takes work, but it's a great partnership with our partner teams. And we have delivered a integration playbook, and it's been downloaded 16,000 times. And we spend a lot of time working with customers. You know, supply chain integrates to a lot of systems, and we wanted to make sure that we define what best practices were, what they look like. We've also built capabilities in our system, and not only REST services, but part of our read-only structures to make it easier to integrate large scale and at volumes with other downstream systems. So a ton of work here. These are some of the major questions. Now, I hope you're not the person in your factory waiting for the shipment to arrive, but these are some of the major questions that we hear our customers asking. Certainly, the first one is quite frequently asked: tariffs and trade policies. How do you manage those, or how do you manage the impact or prepare for those? I guess you really can't prepare for those. How to lean into lean manufacturing, how you deal with labor shortages, how you automate your supply chain through robotics. But the number one question that we are getting asked, and a big part of this presentation, is how do you operationalize AI in supply chain? And if you came to my session earlier, we'll talk about more of this. You really need an enterprise AI platform to be able to do that. We have that in Fusion applications. We're going to show you what we've built, what you can take advantage of. We've delivered over 400 seated AI agents and AI agent services, over 100 in supply chain alone. So you have plenty of opportunity to get jump-started in AI. You can take advantage of all of those features. We'll show you some of those in just a second. And we've been delivering AI capabilities across the supply chain suite. I like to talk to it about as continuous innovation. So we really have continued to innovate. We started 18 months ago delivering I'd call them basic generative AI services throughout supply chain manufacturing. In the last 12 months, 9 months, we've delivered lots of AI agents. They started as advisor agents, where in the flow of work, I'm going to show you this, you can ask questions. They've moved on to agents that actually start to do work autonomously. And we launched workflow agents, and a couple of the initial agents that we've seeded in 25D are all in the supply chain manufacturing area. So huge opportunities there. We'll spend more time on this as we go through the session. Few examples of what we've delivered from a end user experience. This is in order management, where we can help a customer service representative by delivering AI in the flow of work. where you can ask questions about discount policies or product or customer, all in one integrated area in context to the order transaction. So plenty of opportunity to take advantage of AI in the flow of work. And on the back end, we have a full AI agent platform that allows you to design, build, test, and deploy agents at scale. This is an example of adding a tool to an agent, but plenty of opportunity to take advantage of the seeded agents that we've delivered or build one yourself from scratch. We've been recognized over 16 times as a leader in supply chain. These aren't participation awards. We truly have delivered a differentiated AI-first supply chain manufacturing system. So I will say to all of the customers out there that are still running on-premise e-business suite, maybe in some parts of your organization, JD Edwards, or even Agile, now actually the best time to move to an AI-first supply chain manufacturing suite, that was probably 18 months ago. But the second best time to move is right now at this conference. And this is your opportunity to see what we have and to take advantage of all the new capabilities that we're delivering. This is what we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about autonomous agents, autonomous supply chains, empower your team with a brand new user experience and all of the advantages that goes with it. And we've been super busy delivering deep industry functionality. And we're going to talk about all of these things. So first, I'm going to bring out my colleague, Derek Geddos, to talk about autonomous supply chains. Derek?
All right, thank you, Chris, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. Autonomous supply chains. What exactly does that mean? Autonomous implies acting independently, the ability to reason, to plan a set of actions, and then execute those actions. An autonomous supply chain is self-aware, self-optimizing, and self-executing for maximum performance and resilience over time. An autonomous supply chain is powered by teams of AI agents and workflows working on your behalf, making decisions and executing tasks, and they perform at scale 24/7. Science fiction, fantasy, romantic comedy? Not anymore. As you'll see today and throughout AI world, we've made great strides in making this vision a reality. Let's talk about what it means to operationalize AI. It's not just about pilots and demos. It's about deploying AI at scale, and that requires enterprise AI. By that, I mean AI that's more than just disconnected models. It's AI that's embedded in your systems, where the work gets done. It's about providing transparency, reliability, performance, security, governance. In other words, everything you expect and require in a mission-critical business application. And that's what we bring to bear with Fusion Supply Chain and Fusion Applications. In 2026, we expect to see a dramatic expansion in the use of agentic AI in supply chains as organizations operationalize AI across multiple functional areas: product design, planning, manufacturing, fulfillment, service, and doing so at scale. Millions, billions of AI-powered transactions. And it's already happening, and it's happening fast. And these numbers tell the story. We went from 0 to over 32,000 certified experts, a vast talent pool of individuals certified in our AI Agent Studio to help all of you begin to realize this vision. And already more than 5,000 customers are live or actively deploying AI agents today, over 11,000 AI services. And we're just getting started. And why is this adoption so rapid? The answer is simple: because nothing before has had the potential to transform the way work gets done and the way organizations operate. So let's spend the next few minutes looking at how you can put AI to work today in your supply chain. A great way to get started is with AI agents that act as advisors. Often we get asked, where do we begin this AI journey? So for example, here we have the Data Governance Standards Advisor. It helps your design engineers, your product managers define and modify product attributes, ensuring data quality and compliance. These agents have access to your policies, they have access to your enterprise data to ensure that their recommendations are not based on some general information on the internet, but information that's relevant to your enterprise. And with Fusion, it's very simple to embed these advisor and other agents anywhere in the application throughout the flow of work. Let's look at another example in maintenance. For your maintenance team, our maintenance advisor delivers troubleshooting and repair suggestions using maintenance manuals, your work order history, your knowledge base. With secure and integrated access to your enterprise data, the maintenance advisor speeds up problem resolution and increases asset uptime. And AI agents can summarize and analyze large data sets to help your team save time and focus. For example, the supply chain planning advisor we see here summarizes plan results to deliver insights for quicker decision making. No need to sift through reports, look through long lists of exceptions, read your colleagues' free-form comments. The supply chain planning advisor does all of that, so your team can focus and spend their precious time on the activities that matter most. But agents can do much more than advise. They can also take action on your behalf. For example, managing customer returns can be a very time-consuming process. Is the item eligible to be returned? If yes, what are my return options? Do I ship a new item? Do I give them a refund? Do I give them a discount on this purchase or a future purchase? Some combination of the above. Do we have the replacement item in stock? And if so, when can it be delivered? All these issues can be addressed with the return order assistant we see here. The agent knows your products, it knows your return policies, it knows your inventory levels, it knows your fulfillment options. The agent can automatically analyze the return request, recommend the best action, and execute, with or without intervention from your customer service team. You control when and where to put the human in the loop. Every supply chain task, no exaggeration, every supply chain task and workflow can be augmented or automated today with AI agents. Let's look at another example in the logistics area, my favorite area. We all know that stuff happens in supply chain, and usually that stuff rolls downhill right to logistics in the form of an urgent fulfillment request. This customer order, we need to have shipped it yesterday. Okay, not a problem if you're using Fusion Supply Chain and our fulfillment processing agent. It automates the process of executing the picking, packing, document generation, shipment confirmation. Again, you can control when and where to insert your logistics staff in that process. AI agents have the potential to deliver massive improvements in productivity by automating tasks that were previously, or at least seemed to be, impervious to automation. For example, how much of your staff's time is spent dealing with emails and their attachments and swivel chair integration? Reading it over here, typing it over there. For example, let's say you urgently need to buy more product from one of your suppliers and they've sent you a quote via email. In Fusion Procurement, our quote to purchase requisition agent can automatically, through semantic document understanding, review that PDF, review that email, interpret it, just like your staff does, validate the information, process the information, and get an approval-ready requisition for your team. Forgot to hit the double click. So there we go. In a matter of seconds. And these are just a few examples of the embedded AI features that you can put to work today in your supply chain organization. Across Fusion Supply Chain, there are literally dozens of use cases available today. Not 5 years from now, not 2 years from now, today. Tonight, when you go home, back to your room. And the potential benefits are substantial. And they primarily come in two forms. First, tremendous gains in productivity. Hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of person hours. AI agents are a tremendous force multiplier for your staff. Who here doesn't have trouble finding people to do the work today? Who wouldn't benefit from multiplying your team's productivity by a factor of 10 or 20? And second, by delivering better quality decisions, more consistent decisions, quicker decisions, you drive better performance. Better performance in terms of lower costs, higher service levels, better product quality, greater resilience. And we put the power in your hands with the AI Agent Studio. This is the same development environment used by our product teams to build the agents and the agentic workflows I've shown you here today. And with the Studio, you can deploy any of those pre-built agents using our library of templates literally in minutes. No exaggeration, literally in minutes. And you can extend them, you can add additional business objects, third-party integrations, custom tools, and you can design and develop and test and deploy and monitor your own fleet of custom AI agents for any supply chain function. And it's all available now. We believe that the future of AI and enterprise applications is convergence, namely enterprise AI, a convergence of enterprise data, workflows, and AI technologies, a convergence that is unique to Fusion applications. AI agents are integral to Fusion applications. The same system your team uses every day to design products, forecast demand, plan supply, procure goods, manufacture, fulfill orders, service assets, but no additional technology, no additional integration, no additional infrastructure, security that's built in, governance that's built in, no obstacles, only opportunities. The opportunity to make the autonomous supply chain a reality for your organization by getting started today with Fusion Supply Chain. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. And with that, I'd like to welcome my colleague, Tom Anthony, to the stage.
Hi, everyone. I get the privilege to come out and talk about empowering your teams as part of this section of the presentation. As Chris mentioned, we've been really busy there we go, building user experiences that are innovative all the way across supply chain, helping you to be much more effective, efficient, with user experiences that are easy to learn and a joy to use, and that help you bring information to your fingertips to help you make informed business decisions and to resolve exceptions. Now, one of the key building parts of this was our Redwood design framework that we announced a number of years ago. And it's a set of standard building blocks to make sure that our user experiences across all of supply chain and other areas of Redwood are consistent and easy to learn. Underneath that, they are built upon a series of web services, and why I wanted to bring that up is that anything that a user can do in our system, updating data, taking actions, tying back to Derek's part of the presentation, you can automate with agentic workflows. And so not just the regular experiences that we have here today are possible, augmented and AI agent workflows are possible, as well as having different ways of interacting with data, having a conversational experience to help either resolve an issue or get information that you need out of the system. So Redwood is really our path forward to modernizing and empowering your employees. Chris mentioned 743. My slide says 740 plus. I'll trust the 743 number of pages that we've already delivered on Redwood today. And as Chris mentioned, as we were building these, we didn't just take the existing capabilities and move them to a new look and feel. We actually went out and looked through our customer idea lab for top ideas that really helped either with efficiencies or resolving issues to make it much more efficient for your users as you move forward as well. Just some examples of some of the innovative user experiences that we built. This is in our PLM area, the ability to do side-by-side comparisons, either of items that might be different or of revisions of items that quickly calls out what the differences are. And you'll see On the right-hand side is where all the changes are. They're highlighted in red with visual indicators as well to make sure they're accessible of things that are changed from a quantity perspective or the things that have been removed from that revision. In planning, we've helped your planners plan better and get more visibility by providing a series of visualizations that they can grab and render right on their dashboard and get key insights into what they need to make decisions about or make adjustments to resolve planning exceptions. So just like that. In Supplier Portal, we've updated the user experience for suppliers, which are often very infrequent users of the system or people that you really can't effectively train very well, to give them a very easy to understand way to navigate, see key actions, and also embed guided journeys in there so that you can include instructional text, you can include how-to documents, or use our Supplier Portal Advisor to allow them to ask questions. How do I update my profile? How do I update my bank account? And give them that information right there so they can take action without having to have standardized training. On the mobile side of things, we've leveraged device-native capabilities, such as, in this case, this is our mobile inventory solution, being able to scan a barcode. So just use the camera, point it at the barcode, and it automatically just pulls it right into the data. And I'll actually preview that in self-service procurement. This capability is coming right around the corner in 26A, which is great. And from a workbench or from a sales management perspective, one of the key things for people entering orders is to do that very quickly and efficiently. So this allows very quick tab-based entry of information on the sales order. And we've provided actions that allow you to do things like just copy the line, make quick changes to make it much more efficient for getting orders captured. On the inventory landing page, you'll see a number of these landing pages. The key is highlighting exceptions that need attention, being able to drill into that, and go ahead and resolve all those exceptions very quickly. So things like shortages, you can handle very quickly and handle transfers to manage that. So I'm going to talk about a little bit more about some of the Redwood common components that you'll see across all the different areas of supply chain. One is the landing pages that allows you to, again, see all the things that require attention, drill directly to the transactions. We've got quick actions, but you've also have the ability to add additional KPIs, metrics into this page as an end user to make it much more effective for how you want to work with the data. We also have guided journeys. Again, these are areas that you can embed your own content, be it a video to show somebody how to complete a task, include our policy agents to ask questions and get answers, or kick off the Ask Me process where you can ask questions and have it do transactional data for you as well. So guided journeys I've found personally to be a great way to handle training, both for infrequent users, but even for power users when they might need a refresher on how to complete a given task. And these guided journeys are available across all of our Redwood pages, across the header level, but also section level help is provided as well. And then business rules is a powerful way for you to configure and tailor the solution for your own business needs, allowing you to do things like hiding and showing fields, setting default values, making things conditionally available based upon something like a user's role, but also adding business validation and logic in there. So if you want to make custom validations of the data being entered, you can do that using business rules. And all that is protected from an upgrade perspective, so this change is done once, carried forward to future updates. And it's been exciting. We've been building a lot, but we're now seeing where we're going to be done, which Chris just mentioned. In 26B, we expect to be complete across supply chain so that you can actually start your Redwood journey as soon as possible. We've actually produced roadmaps for each one of our products that list when features are coming through that 24B release. So it might be possible you can update starting today, or maybe 24A or 25D or 26A. But very excited to be nearing the completion line for Redwood. So with that, I'd like to introduce my colleague Vikash on stage to cover industry-driven innovations. Vikash?
All right, so you heard about the innovations and the investments in AI. This is an AI conference. Also, a lot of stuff we are doing to make those innovations more adoptable to your users, consume our innovations better. But we have not slowed down on industry-specific capabilities, things you really need underneath to run your business. And this is what this section covers today. First one, to start with, today we have many recognized brand names, large customers using our products end-to-end across wide variety of industries. You can see high-tech comms, industrial manufacturing, life sciences, the list goes on. We have been a very broad product. There is really nothing much of a gap in terms of overall footprint. It's a very broad system that has been available for quite a number of years. And now we're investing in the depth. It's not that, so these are depth in the target industry, so we want to go deeper. So some of the target industries are mentioned here: high-tech communications, industrial manufacturing, life sciences, med devices, CPG, food and beverage, logistics service, wholesale distribution, healthcare providers. Significant investment for our healthcare providers as well. In the next slide, I'm going to show you some more deeper capabilities that we are doing in addition to these differentiated capabilities that are already available. First one is advanced inventory module. It is a light warehouse capability for companies, for example, hospitals, light shop floors, location and item storage locations that support sales and service. So those types of organizations, you don't really require a full-fledged warehouse system. So we added those capabilities like license plate number support, for example, task management, also rule-based putaways and all other things. So now this is this short demo we have. So this short demo shows inventory, task assignment, task management, then an advisor, a stock out advisor, to find out what the stock outs are in which locations and be able to suggest replenishment and replenish those. So this was in context of a healthcare provider for a hospital, but it's generally applicable everywhere. Next is the support for formula management for our process manufacturing customer, and I'm going to describe later on. That's a key focus as well for us. In this short demo, PLM users can create formulas with multiple outputs that seamlessly integrate with Fusion manufacturing, Fusion work definitions into recipes and ingredients. Next one is flow manufacturing and Kanban capabilities for lean enterprise transformations. Flow manufacturing refers to continuous manufacturing on production lines with specified line rates or tech times. And Kanban refers to a pull-based system for lean transformation. We do support production, transfer, and supplier Kanbans. The demo here shows flow schedules in Fusion manufacturing to help maintain steady production rates and just-in-time Kanban replenishment. The next one is smart operations. There's an initiative that helps industrial manufacturers monitor performance, optimize resource allocation, and execute production tasks. The short demo here shows production supervisor using a role-specific workbench to monitor and assign work order operations, and then automated work completion and exception reporting with connected equipment. So I described some of the recent capabilities. There are a lot more. These are summarized. You'll have access to these slides. They are summarized in the middle part of all the recent innovations. And now going forward, I'll discuss some of the larger strategic initiatives and where are we progressing with these capabilities. First one is, as a part of smart operations, I think last year we announced smart operations. It is meant to connect your IT and OT systems. As a part of that, we delivered open APIs and event-driven connected equipment capabilities to automate, as is listed here, bidirectional manufacturing, maintenance, and inventory execution. We also expanded our ecosystem and connected to their IoT and robotic systems. For example, Atheon's autonomous mobile robots, also called AMRs or AGVs, for healthcare providers to automate material movement from stock room to the power locations within a hospital. Litmus's leading manufacturing edge platform for industrial manufacturers to collect signals, process signals, and completion signals from factory equipment. And we are also excited to announce our collaboration with Microsoft Azure IoT and Azure Fabric to capture not only the plant data, but capture insights from factory equipment directly into Fusion supply chain management. This is sort of the summary of smart operations, where we are. Smart operations, as I said, is to connect enterprise to the factory floor or where the physical work happens. It could just be an inventory floor, for example, in hospital. And really, eliminate the need for any special manufacturing, execution, or maintenance systems that are disconnected, are on premise, and are separated out, and becomes very difficult to manage. So we have delivered, as a part of that, role-specific workbenches for our production, maintenance, inventory supervisors, operators, and technicians. We have connected to physical work, mentioned equipment, and automated end-to-end processes. So for example, if there is an anomaly, we raise a maintenance work order that gets worked upon in an automated fashion. And to top it all, of course, you heard AI agents. There are many AI agents that are available to help the supervisors and the operators and the maintenance technicians to be able to do their job better, faster. With all of these now, Oracle offers a comprehensive and integrated MES system that you should be able to look at and evaluate. If you have smaller plants, newer plants, you should be able to do that, and as well as evaluate for your existing plants. We plan to continue to invest in smart operations, especially connecting anomalies and predictions for maintenance and machine vision for visual quality inspections. This is the next one, lean enterprise transformation. Many of our customers are dedicated to lean practices, and many more want to transform to lean enterprise to get to next level of productivity. So flow manufacturing I described, and the Kanban is just one part that we have put in. There were a lot more capabilities that were already existing for overall lean transformation. For example, aligning your products and your demand to your customer needs and operating based on that. So in flow manufacturing also, it's not just limited to manufacturing, it is across all of supply chain. So in this example, supply chain planning supports plan daily production, optimizes material supply for flow lines, and production scheduling does a visual factory floor scheduling, synchronizing both your discrete lines and your flow lines if you have coexisting lines, which many customers do. Finally, process manufacturing. Oracle Supply Chain Management had provided core process manufacturing capabilities for quite some time. We have few live customers working on that. We are currently focused on expanding those in continuum from industrial manufacturing to CPG and also some part life sciences. We have added formula and batch manufacturing enhancements for industrial and consumer products. We are adding shelf life and grade management for our food and beverage and life sciences customers. And this continues to be an area of investment, not just in fusion manufacturing, as I said, but across supply chain planning and execution for end-to-end business process for our manufacturers. So in the end, I've been at Oracle for 25 years, worked with hundreds of manufacturing customers, both discrete process, many of you in the audience today. I mean, we have never delivered at this speed. And especially for manufacturing, if you are EBS, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, or any third-party manufacturing system, including process manufacturing, I welcome you, invite you to join us, guide us. It's a customer-driven process. The earlier you start working with us, the faster we can deliver. With that, let me now hand back over to Chris to conclude the session.
All right. Hopefully, by now, you're convinced about how fast we're going, how much innovation is coming out of our products, and you've seen it front and center. If your supply chain manufacturing system isn't AI first, isn't robotics driven, you're just going to fall behind. If it's not consumer grade experiences that are easy to personalize, and if you don't have deep industry vertical capabilities, you're not going to be able to survive the next generation going forward. So hopefully you're seeing where we're at. As I said earlier, the second best time to start your move to Fusion is right now at this conference. So hopefully you can take the time to do that. We have a ton of sessions. I'm going to cover those in just a second, but a lot is happening. Hopefully you've seen just a glimpse of what we're doing. One more announcement. This has been said a few times, but it really, really is extremely strategic. So when we talk about AI agents and what we're doing from a development perspective, we've seeded over 400 agents and AI services across all of Fusion, over 100 in supply chain. We've just launched an AI marketplace, and this marketplace is our partners, system integrators, ISV partners, building agents with deep industry and domain knowledge and putting them directly in our AI Agent Studio, our AI IDE development environment. So these agents are exactly the same as the agents that we ship out of the box. We put them through a 21-point inspection process. Once they pass that process, they can get seated. And once they're seated in the marketplace, our support organization supports these just the same as Oracle shipping them. They are the same. So you have access to all of these. You can get started with generative services and the AI agents with your current subscription of Fusion. So if you're on 25C or 25D as we've just released or just updated, you can start tomorrow and start taking advantage of this AI in the flow of work, as you've seen throughout this presentation, whether they're agents that we produce or they're coming from the marketplace. So huge innovation there, really great for all of you, our customers, to take advantage of that. We still have 2 days left. If you want to know what supply chain sessions are left, hit this QR code. It'll give you a listing of all of those. I'll leave it on for a couple seconds. You can select the ones that you want to go to, but we have AI sessions. We have everything from planning to execution. You can see any product you want to see, get details on what we have. Over 30 sessions available, so tons more to go. I want to thank first, all of you for attending. Thank you for being here. Second, all of our customers that are speaking on our behalf at these sessions. You're going to get, hopefully, access to a lot of them. I'll start with a special thank you to Milwaukee Tool, who's speaking at Steve Miranda's keynote tomorrow morning. I believe it's in the morning. Hit that keynote. That's going to be a great update. We got one of our customers up there, so super excited about that. We have some customers that have come from all over the globe. So we have Cedra Medicine that came from the Middle East. So if you're here, congratulations. Thank you for coming. Decra that came from Europe. And I think our customer that traveled the longest is First Rand. I don't know if First Rand is here. Came from South Africa. 30 hours of travel to be with us. That's commitment. So we will thank all of those customers. Again, we have 30 more sessions to go. Hit as many of them as you can. If your still running an on-premise system, really take a look. We've delivered a lot and keep delivering more and more innovation. So thank you for attending. Have a great rest of the conference.